Hello. Welcome to the After the Podcast 3 a.m. podcast, hosted by Tom Likes to Edit, formerly known as Pine, Iden, and myself, Bearadactyle. We have an awesome guest, Get Hip. He was amazing. We ended up talking for so long, it was crazy. So come check it out and enjoy.
Okay, I've set up a whole thing in my server now where I have an editing section where I'm gonna reach out to some people on Twitter and just look for editors that know what they're doing and take commissions, and then I bring them into this editing section where it's just a few fundamentals of my videos. I've written the whole thing out, so it's like an instruction manual on how to make one of my videos while still being simple and easy for like an editor to look at and then just go do it, and it's like a back and forth. And those channel editors that would edit like full time for the channel, they'd start doing that because they could probably pick that up pretty quickly, right? But then there's a subsection of just like trainee editors where people can watch them interact and how they go about like forming new videos and stuff, and how they can see me interacting with the other editors that are actually editing the channel. They can ask them questions, things like that, while simultaneously editing for my channel. So if any editors watch this podcast, I'm gonna post a Google form probably tonight on my YouTube channel. And if you want to join that and you want to edit for the channel, fill the form out and I'll try and get back to you. I don't know if that was an answer to your thing or not. It kind of was, and then kind of became me promoting my form.
It's fine. The podcast ended. We're all good.
Oh, it's over. Okay, I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't need to worry.
Well, at least we know that you're not
podcast for us now.
You're not putting like a fake face on when you talk to everybody, so that's a good reassurance there.
I never do. I think people who do that lose their mind, right? Now, even people that self-censor. I try not to curse that much in my videos, so then I don't have to like keep bleeping and dragging in this fucking bleep clip again and again, But outside of that, it's entirely myself. But I get suspicious when you go to a live stream and someone is censoring, like they're not cursing and stuff in a live stream, or they do it in real life, like places where you're going to have to be yourself for long periods of time and they're not truly being themselves. I get suspicious of people that do that shit because it's like, dude, just say what you really want.
Suspicious of me.
You don't curse at all.
I was taught to not curse.
Here's the thing: if that's just how you are and it's not in your vocabulary naturally, that's fine, right? But if you're someone who it is in your vocabulary, but then they're putting this mask on every time they go do a 3-hour live stream, those people start cracking, and you see it. They're spending, although it's just a thin filter where they're just filtering out a couple of words, it's still a filter over what you actually want to say. And you see people slowly particularly on Twitch, slowly crack and slowly lose their mind.
It actually kills me because I have really kids, bad. And so I'm pretty conscious of what I'm saying because of my kids. But I have a pretty sailor mouth, and my my viewers on Twitch, just because it's mostly Gorilla Tag content, they've encouraged me to kind of just be a little gentler with how I speak. So
fuck them kids.
But I get tagged sometimes and I just very abruptly yell, fuck. And they're all like, oh, he said the F word. So now it's like a gimmick more than a filter.
If you're in middle school, you don't have innocence. Let's be honest, right? If you're in middle school, you've had like 50 people show you like someone sawing their dick in half on their phone and be like, yo, check this video out,
Valid point.
People would show me shit when I was that shit when I was like 12, and then you would go, go hang out with adults or something, and they'll like curse and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that." Like, mate, I just saw someone drilling their dick in half. What you on about was sorry because you said shit. It's like
it's the total opposite of like a Lutheran school, because the first school I ever went to was a Lutheran school, and in those schools, what they teach you is never curse. You curse more than 5 times in your life, you're going to hell. And also, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything. And now looking back, I'm like, that sounds wrong to tell a child. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. It's like, hey kids, we know that your teacher likes paddling you. We know that all of the bathrooms look run down. But if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all.
No criticism for anyone. Absolutely nothing.
No
yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that's been taught, but
it's
I hate
hard to
to
get out of your brain. I'm still trying to.
You know,
I was taught that every day.
Gary V,
Okay.
he's always like saying, you know, like if the worst thing your kid is doing is saying the F word, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? Like, honestly.
Grow up my shells.
But
Yeah,
maybe that's
I-
something.
Raw shells.
That's a good takeaway for me from just this conversation right now. Like,
I went to a public school, so you know, you just had kids in the hallway, you know, because we have phones. You know, when I was in school and shit, I don't, you know, like I was already,
You had
they were already
phones
on
at
like,
school.
they're already on like the iPhone fucking, I don't know, 69 or whatever when I was 12. You know, so people had access to these videos instantly, and you know, you're like, yo, dude, check this shit out, and it's a video of some dude jumping off a train and getting sliced in half by a billboard. You know. That was one of the ones.
I've
some
seen
dude
that
just showed me.
video.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
or like Taliban, like sawing somebody's head off with the dullest knife you've ever seen. Like,
A lot of ISIS
Have we
videos.
gone from VR content to this?
Well,
Yes,
you know,
That's
tag
life.
players, man. You know, you gotta teach them.
Yeah.
Do you play Gorilla Tag for fun sometimes, or is it just that thing that's just kind of
I
there?
did before I got really into YouTube. You know, I played VR for fun for ages. That's what got me into it. But now, you know, I'm already always recording VR content and like, oh, I gotta go play fucking Aspire for some gameplay footage or whatever the game is.
Yeah.
That, you know, when I'm not making a video, I want to be doing, you know, literally anything else. So
you know that painful
Yes and no.
situation of when you first try Gorilla Tag, you feel so helpless in your movement, and it's just like the worst thing ever until you get the hang of
I
it.
felt that way until J-Man dragged me into that YouTuber, like teaching YouTubers how to play video, with VR Oasis and Nathy.
Right.
And I beat the fuck. He kind of cut it out of the video, but I sucker punched my desk so bad really early on.
Oh.
And I was worried for the rest of the video. I'd like broken my pinky. So I was playing the whole game really safe. And he cut it. It's just me going whop straight into my desk.
Oh no.
You know, and then
Damn.
Nathy kissing my finger and shit is he cut the whole thing. I was like, "Where you cut that, mate?" So I included it in one of my news videos as like a sneaky clip at the end. for people who didn't see
If you
it.
want that horrible feeling again, go try out No More Rainbows. I'm a moderator for them, so this is like advertising, but it's like it's a platformer, so it's like single player Mario status, but VR 3D world, like awesome. But now they have multiplayer too, so it's cool. There's a lot of good stuff to
And
it.
it's got Gorilla Tag movement as well. So
Yeah,
I
but
love the Gorilla Tag movement though, because once you get a hang of it, it's so fun, man.
yeah.
this one parallels
I feel
it,
like,
so there's a slight offset. So it's like relearning it again. It's cool.
Yeah, it always feels different in like every game that has it. It's never the same.
I just like games that actually have a skill curve to them, because so many games now are just these like consumer, like dumbed down, watered down, everyone can play, everyone can win kind of games. And you know, games like Gorilla Tag are the exact polar opposite of that. You know, so many people play it and they're so frustrated. But, you know, like anything that actually provides you real, true joy and value in life, stuff that actually you have to learn and put some base level effort in is what ends up being the most rewarding and the most fun. So Gorilla Tag, particularly when I played the J-Man for that video, he cut a lot of it out of the video, but he did legit teach us a bunch of stuff. And by the end of it, like, we were all, you know, doing like juke moves and shit like that, crazy like trick moves and stuff. And you know, like, he teach me one where you could like jump on the pole and swing around the pole and get a ton of momentum and keep going, you know. So he taught us a bunch of that stuff, and suddenly it like starts to click, and it's like, man, I really wish more games, you know, not only had this movement system, but had this sort of, you know, intent on, mate, before you can really enjoy this game, you got to learn this shit, right? You actually have to figure out what you're doing. You actually have to put some time in and learn some technique. And, you know, it creates a great skill ceiling. It's so much more fun.
Well, check out No More
and
Rainbows.
after you learn how to play it, really, like, you feel so much better with the skill that you had, because you feel like you really earned it. Like, you felt so terrible initially, and now you're just flying.
You've done parkour and you ride mountain bikes, so you understand that skill progression and just like always trying to challenge like that one thing that you're not quite getting yet and just working on it. And that's what's so appealing. It's like learning how to skateboard or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I skate, I ride a one wheel, I ride a mountain bike, I play guitar, and then I do the YouTube and
Unicycle?
Fellow guitar player.
motorcycle. Oh man, you know I have an electric mountain bike, and I de-chipped it so it goes like over 30 mile an hour, and it's the closest thing I have. It feels like a motorcycle when you push down the pedal. The
No,
whole thing
unicycle.
like that. It's got so much fucking
I'm
power.
only-
It's crazy.
I have a real motorcycle, but it's only one step above
Yeah.
what you got because it's a Honda Grom.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm not talking about a motorcycle. I'm talking about a unicycle.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are fun too.
unicycle seems sketch, man.
How long have you been
No, I
playing
used to ride a
guitar for?
unicycle. They are so fun. I highly recommend it to anybody.
Yeah. How long have you been playing the guitar for?
Well, I got a guitar when I was like 13 and then never really played it. And then I bought a guitar like when I was 17 and then started learning some. And now I know some bass. So really like 2 years, but not consistently because I have so much YouTube stuff to do, It's like once every 5 days I'll have a chance to just sit down and play some guitar. So it's very slow progress. So I know like basic music theory. I can figure out chord progressions and like I can figure out chord positions, and I can figure out I know my pentatonic scales and like some diatonic scales, things like that, and mixolydian scales. So I know that stuff. I know the fundamentals to actually play something that sounds good. But in terms of playing something that sounds good, I'm fucking inept when it comes to actually. I know the buttons, I know the controls, but I can't play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing guitar for like 6-ish years. I lost count.
Pine shreds. He's so good. Don't even let him be modest about it. We'll be chilling in VC, and he's just like by ear, like I think I know how to play that.
He's been on tour.
Yeah, right,
I
right.
like everything by ear with a guitar, which is like a thing because like I used to do like live stuff, and the first kind of like live show stuff I had to do was all like sight reading stuff. So I kind of just ditched the sight reading, just went and listened by ear, and
I've
then
never done sight reading ever.
it's
Learning scales, and just learning basic music theory. Figuring out chord progressions on your own.
I used to tour all the way up to like lockdown, because like once lockdown hit, it just destroyed the whole like music thing.
Yeah.
I need to get onto VR chat because apparently there's a beta now. I saw it on TikTok somewhere. Apparently they're adding like a lot of features that they took away, like with the mods. So adding some of the features that mods had.
I hope it resolves itself.
Yeah, I feel like it will.
Too much chaos.
Especially because like Thrill Seeker's so involved. He seems like he's talked to all the right people about it, and it seems like they're trying to resolve it. They want their community to be happy, but like I said, they're just protecting themselves right now. They got to be careful.
I saw that overwhelmingly negative over recent reviews.
Yeah. Do you have anyone that you know would be down to be on the podcast? Because we are looking for more people to kind of get on and like interview.
Have you guys asked J-Man?
We asked him like a while ago, I think.
Bro, ask him
Actually,
again.
that was
I
BMT.
bet J-Man would want to come on because he wanted to go on Between Realities, and then he mentioned that he's always wanted to go on podcasts and stuff.
Yeah,
I think he'd be down.
I'll talk to him.
He's
about
a
it
hell
as
of
well.
a guy. I'm sure he'd be cool about it. I met him in real life once.
Hell yeah, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he's gonna visit the UK and then we'll do something here, but I don't know when that's gonna happen because he just sometimes gets up and fucking travels out of nowhere and he shows up at your fucking house.
Dude,
I would love to meet. I would love to meet him in like London or somewhere around here. Cause
London's
planning on
weird, man,
going
because
into-
it's technically in the UK, but it does not feel like the UK. At least central
Really?
London. It's so weird, man.
oh man.
Yo, I have an
You know?
e-commerce business, and every package that goes to London, I swear to God, it either takes 3 months to get there or it never fucking shows up. I swear, I've refunded so many London packages. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I
the UK
was
is
just
kind of a weird country, man.
I don't know, I
I'm
wanna
so
go to
jealous
England,
of.
I just don't know where to go.
I'm very jealous of the states, literally because of the states, not being beholden to like one guy immediately snapping his fingers and changing the laws for an entire country. There's like more wiggle room. You don't like the laws that are implemented in California, maybe you could move to Florida, and it's a lot easier to move state than move country. So I'm very jealous of that because it creates kind of like a capitalistic natural selection within your own country, where if a state if a state keeps doing dumb shit after dumb shit, you'll see people leave that state. Like that's happening to California, right? So many people are leaving Cali. It's crazy. It's a bunch of people moving to Texas, a bunch of people moving to Florida. Then naturally California will hopefully react to that and go, okay, well, this is fucking us up. We can see that this is working well for them, and you can naturally, it figures itself out because there's something for these states to compete against within their overarching country. But the UK, our government is getting away with some wacky shit recently, and I'm very concerned,
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask, what's your opinion on the walkie-talkie? Yes, this building right here. What's your opinion on this building? I see it.
You gotta show me an image of it.
Basically, I walk past it every day.
Oh shit,
I want to get lasered by it. Because the front of it is rotund and it's all glass. When the sun reflects off of it, it creates a pointed laser that melts metal and kills people below it. And I have made an effort to walk past it. I've made an effort to walk past it every single day in an attempt to get lasered by it.
I remember this. I saw news stories about it. Yeah, some people who had stores like bakeries and stuff out the front of the building were getting melted. Like their actual buildings were melting because of it.
No, not just that. People's skin were melting.
This helpful diagram.
Is it still there?
It's still there. It's still there. I keep begging the gods every day. Every day I'm there. Hey, I want to see what this laser looks like, and it never happens because it's always cloudy in this country. It's terrible. It's always cloudy.
That building sums up the UK though, in that they'll make something like that, and then it doesn't matter how many people go, you have to fucking change this. My dog is melting. Nah, mate, it's fucking good, innit? And I gotta save the queen in it, mate. You're not changing it. And they'll double down and double down. I don't know if you guys probably don't pay attention to this stuff because you don't live here. But the like potential next prime minister, this Rishi Sunak guy, is introducing a new online safety bill that anyone who criticizes the UK or, in his word, vilifies the UK, could be open to being fined or imprisoned.
So when are you gonna just move to communist China? Because same difference.
Welcome to China. That is where I am live streaming from now, boys. I can't wait to go work for Apple and Nike and live in a building that has suicide nets around it. This is what we're doing now. This is the UK.
Horrible.
Fucking ridiculous.
Streamed in Taiwan. I would love to stream in Taiwan just to see what would happen.
Yeah, seriously though, I am leaving the country though. I'm not staying here. Florida looks to be where I'm going because I have some work with Thrill, and he's working out of Florida right now. So
Florida.
Yeah.
Let me know. I got very traditional move to Florida retired parents. So if you end up down there, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The amount of content creators done is fucking ridiculous. Virtual Panda's there, Thrill's there, Fear Bunny's there, Axe Lab, the guys that make Veil are there.
That's the thing. If you succeed in life and then you hit a certain age in New York, you just automatically end up in Florida. They open like a dimensional portal.
Like, there's a lot of fucking old people in Florida.
The streets are beautiful.
There's like entire like huge, like almost like cities, and it's all retired people, and they all drive golf carts around. And you go out to eat, you have to go at like 4:30 in the afternoon because it's everybody in every restaurant is already packed with old people. It's crazy.
Yep.
But that's not everywhere. It's only certain parts of Florida.
That's where
I get my passport back. I should be able to. I think I'm going to TwitchCon in San Diego in October this year.
Beautiful.
But we'll see. I know. They gotta give me my passport back. Maybe they'll lock me in the country when they find out that I said Bongles Johnson or something instead of Boris Johnson. There's bullshit online safety laws. so crazy, man.
I was like, are you?
I do have family in the US, you know, I think that helps. And then obviously my job is so specific. It's not like you know, there's not another Get Hip, you know, there's not someone doing exactly my content, because part of, at least from when I've looked into immigrating there, you need to prove that, you know, what you're doing is unique and that someone else can't just do your job, right? So
Right.
hopefully via YouTube it should be a little easier, but I have to be there. Literally everything happens there, you know. All the content creators I'm supposed to work with or want to work with are there. You know, all the like big sponsor events happen there. Oculus Connect or Facebook Connect happens there, you know. It's just inevitable.
I like to get a lot of depressing emails from Meta because they have like a job related thing that you can sign up for emails if any jobs relating to your interests show up. And I like every other day I get an email like, yeah, no, Meta has no jobs for you. Sorry. I'm just like, come on, something, anything.
Oh my, you're going to love Florida, okay? You're going to smoke crack made by babies. You're going to go to Disney World. You're going to eat alligator. You're going to drink Gatorade. You're going to go to the University of Florida, okay? I'm a proud Gator. You're going to become a proud Gator too. You're going to go to the beach and get a sunburn and then die young because of skin cancer.
I got that him back.
And this is why we keep Iden around.
I thought his toe like fucking kicked the leave button or something.
What happened?
That was beautiful,
I
Iden.
realized you kicked them.
It was perfect timing.
Bro, you're going to love Florida. Florida's the best state ever, next to New.
Oh my god.
Doing that.
Poor guy. Bro,
Man's
We'll let
spitting
him
facts,
run up
though.
at Florida.
What? Who is doing this to me?
you've
Who is doing
proven
this?
countless
It's
times to
Florida,
me
man.
you are one hell of a guy,
Gavin
Get Hip.
Newsom.
The Florida
Gavin
man.
Newsom keeps kicking you, dude. He doesn't like this Florida talk.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
He's an official Florida rep,
Actually,
I guess.
Question, actually.
I
Do you
am.
see that Gavin Newsom? You know what is he in California again? He's like the captain of fucking California. He's like the president of California or some shit.
Something like
What are the names of the people that like control the states? They're like the head of the states. You've like the
governor.
head,
that. No.
the governor.
Governor,
Yeah,
governor,
he's the
governor.
governor
Yeah,
of
governor.
California. Dude, he made like he was so tilted about people moving to Texas and Florida. They made an entire TV ad that they were running in specifically Florida and Texas because people were moving there, where it's him just promoting California and talking about why Florida's so shit. It's the most like blatant thing I've ever seen. Like just running an ad on their TV stations, be like, "Yo, Florida fucking sucks, dude. Come to Cali."
Yeah,
You know?
I heard that before.
You know what? You know what
It's
California's
mad.
missing? California's missing one big thing. They don't have Turtle Man. They don't have Turtle Man. Turtle Man retired in Florida. He's here with us, boy. He's not in Louisiana. He's not in Mississippi. He's in Florida.
Turtle Man's epic. You got
That's
you got to
Jay
look him up.
Kelly's
Best
alias.
man ever. He's an amazing man.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Yep.
Completely random question. Hey, would you be down to play Gorilla Tag sometime? Just completely random.
I would be down to play
I'm down
Gorilla
too.
Tag when I play Gorilla Tag. Yeah. So if I in
Awesome.
the if I in the future get on Gorilla Tag, and it's not to like quickly record a clip, I'll be like, oh, I know who I can play with. But will I
Yeah.
get on Gorilla Tag in the foreseeable future? Maybe if I get some fucking editors, yeah, then I'll have free time to actually play something and eat.
On assignment for college due in like 4 hours, and I'm like,
Oh, dude, I know the
only
feels,
60%
man.
done. Anyway, I'll see you later. I cannot wait to take a look at that video and see what I could do with it.
Dude, it's been awesome talking to you. Thanks for the hanging out on the podcast.
Peace
That
out,
is so
Iden.
much. It's been awesome.
Yeah, see you guys.
So yeah,
Freaking
that
love
guy's
that
cool.
dude.
yeah. Oh, you should see what happens. We have a private creator Discord as well, and like, you search up like images. It's basically just all pictures of him. There's like weird photos,
Just doing
like,
goofy
ones.
faces and just like yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. He literally does have a cult following, and they're all creators.
Dude, I get it. He's likable immediately as soon as you talk to him. The dude's, he's got that shit J-Man has, and it drives me fucking mad. J-Man, did you see that little Gorilla Tag video he did where it's like like a minute, 2 minutes long, where he just said about quitting Gorilla Tag, and it was just him,
Yeah.
it was him playing with fucking Simon and making like relatively base level dad jokes, but it was the funniest shit I've watched in ages.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
there's one where like Simon like is getting up on him and he goes, "Yo, dude, take me out to dinner first." And it's such like a basic joke, but the way he delivers it, it's like the funniest shit ever. He doesn't even have to like try, and he can just anything he says that's even remotely based on a joke is so funny to me. It's something about his delivery, and Aiden has the same sort of thing, and I'm so immeasurably jealous about it. It's so fucking annoying, man.
It's funny because J-Man's the same way in person. In person, he was exactly the same, except for I got the best reaction out of him because I brought my son to meet him. That was the whole reason I went down there. And it was in New York.
Did your son watch his videos?
My son watches his videos too. So like, I'm actually
coolest thing ever for your son, man.
Watches like every video with me. But yo, I didn't tell him to say this exact joke, but he got him with a D's nuts joke. He said, "You got room 40." And J-Man's like, "Room 40, what?" He said, "Room 40's nuts." And the look on J-Man's face was so fucking priceless. He looked at me right away. It was like, "Did you tell him to say that?" I was dying, dude. That was a proud dad moment right there.
I don't know. I think I've accepted I might just be unable to be have that sort of delivery that J-Man and Aiden has, because everything I think about is very like stats focused and like kind of brain damaged, like sort of like very analytical. I'm looking at my CPM rates and my CTR, and J-Man does that too, but when I'm reading through a video and I'm writing a script, it's very like I'm intentional with what I'm saying, but J-Man can kind of relax a little bit and just make a joke and blow through a whole video, and the whole thing's engaging, and it feels like he doesn't even have to try, and he puts so much effort into his videos, but in terms of him actually to camera, it comes off so natural in a way that I feel I can never do, because everything I do is so I'm thinking through. I know exactly why I put this sentence in the way I did, and I'm saying it with a specific intent, and I'm unable to kind of take a step back.
I wish I had the direction and focus you guys have at your age, because I was like such a huge internet advocate. Like I played Dave Defeat and Counter-Strike religiously when it was like new, brand new. Like you had to buy Half-Life 1 just to have Steam. And my account's like 18 years old. So, but
mine's
all of a
closing in
sudden,
on 10, I think now.
I went to college, decided I want to like hang out with girls and stuff all the time. And then I just took a break from the internet for like 10 years. It was the worst thing I ever did.
You said like having that sort of not knowing how we have this sort of drive for YouTube, or something to that effect. If you speak to YouTubers, and you might have noticed with J-Man, there's usually like, it's very clear that we've been into this for like a long time. There's this whole new generation of people like Tommy in it, J-Man, and then you have, copious of the Minecraft YouTubers that are around our same age that grew up with YouTube, or grew up particularly in our age range where we grew up, before YouTube, and then we saw YouTube's emergence, and as it picked up and as trends changed, so we watched it happen and adapted with it, and we're probably making some sort of content beforehand. So we've just been like born into this, and we're like the first generation to really be completely cracked out on it. Like Tommy in it is a perfect example of it. Like that dude is out the fucking wazoo with his content.
He's awesome though.
Lives and breathes with it. I love Tommy in it. It hurts me when people don't like him. And I'm like, I get that he's like an annoying British kid. I'm the same way, right? People don't like my content for the same reason a lot of people don't like his. It's just an annoying British kid. I get it, but the dude is a fucking genius. Seems like a really nice person. If you've seen him on podcasts, knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
it's a new wave of absolutely cracked out YouTubers.
My daughter got me into his content a little bit and showed me like just some of the funniest shit, like him going around in his Minecraft armor in the middle of London and just like saying crazy shit to people in the street and the reactions.
It's awesome that you like it. Like you still have a young mind, because I'd meet other people who, are even in just like, like they may be 25, right? And they're not necessarily old or anything, and they hate Tommy and its content, right? Just being that bit older, they're looking. It's like, and they go ape shit about it. They hate that. Particularly
that's
with
crazy
the
to
tier list
me.
drama. If you look at a lot of the people that went ape shit about me doing the tier list thing, almost universally they were over the age of like 35 and just didn't get YouTube. They had their own YouTube channels. They would produce content, but they didn't understand YouTube theory. They couldn't comprehend why a tier list would be an effective way to actually promote some channels, and how to utilize the inherent controversy of doing something like that into going, oh, check out Between Realities, check out, whoever that we wanted to talk about.
You opened me up to a lot of channels, honestly.
Dude, the comments on all of it, if you go to my comments, it's like, oh, dude, I'm going to check out this person. I'm going to check out this person. And then you go to their channels and like you go to Between Realities now. They have comments on the latest video saying, get hips at me, and shit like that. It's so cool to see. But these older channels they're so locked into this one route of thinking because by that age, if they haven't maintained a healthy diet, they have little to no neuroplasticity. So they're very set in a traditional style of content that doesn't edge over the line, particularly if they're British. A lot of the older British people I've noticed on places like Twitter, particularly content creators, just don't push this line at all. They're very conservative with their content, and they're very hateful towards people like me and people like Tommy in it. Not comparing myself to Tommy because he's like infinitely more talented than I am, but that same sort of British young kid, snappy, energetic style, these sort of groups hate so much.
I don't get it. See,
very refreshing to talk to you.
I'm 35 years old, dude, and like it seems crazy, but I play Gorilla Tag almost every single day. My streams are completely focused around Gorilla Tag, other VR games, and Minecraft. Like I'm obsessed. Like it's been my childhood growing up was me evolving with these games. And now that I'm older, it's like I don't see why I would ever stop. It's just a continuous evolution. I'm taking classes to get educated in e-commerce and marketing right now just because I clean toilets for a living at an art museum.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important. Like my daughter's about to be 13 in December. And so like here, I'll send you a link. This is my daughter's channel. Like she's doing her own thing, but it's so unique to her. And she's only got 2 videos, but she's made so much content in the past. And we've been filming.
She like Dream SMP and stuff.
Yeah, she loves all that stuff. She loves like Froggy Crossing and like Mariah Elizabeth, who does like arts and crafts related stuff. Like she's opened my eyes up to a lot of content. Like FGTV that does all the gaming and stuff with the family of kids that sell shit at Walmart and stuff now too.
Oh, there's 20 million subscribers,
bro.
You might remember them.
They're amazing.
It was like Funnel Vision, I think, at one point.
Yeah, and
20 mil.
That dude is like my idol when it comes to
Annoying
YouTube.
Orange videos. Well, they did an Annoying Orange video cover. What? Okay.
They do everything.
There's so many of these channels now, though, and they're so similar. These family ones that are more kids-oriented content. There's so much of it now.
The FGTV, they're like the kings of it, though. They're such OGs. They've been doing it since Skylanders was like that's how they got popular. It was from Skylander toys.
Did you ever see the Shane Tods or something?
Oh, it was the Shaytards. Shaytards.
These were like the OG family channels.
I remember watching them all the time.
They were like the
Oh yeah.
At the time.
My son was literally watching their videos yesterday.
I watched these videos non-stop when I was a kid. 7 years ago. I remember watching all of these.
That's so funny.
I was always so jealous of that. Because it was like a small TV show, homemade TV show of their house, and them in their house, and like doing cool shit, and like going to like parkour parks, and like driving ATVs and stuff. It was just like a more active family that you could sort of join in on and watch. And this was 9 years ago. This is so crazy, but this is more understandable content. But when you look at FGTV and you compare how YouTube's changed in terms of kids content, I'm sure the content's great, but the thumbnail change is crazy, right? That this is the sort of thumbnails that this child, like 220 million views, and like I think in any other aspect of YouTube, this thumbnail would not work on anyone else's channel, but because this sort of kids-oriented content,
Yeah,
somehow
yeah.
this works. But then you look at how it was 9 years ago. It's literally just like nothing. It's just auto-generated thumbnails almost.
Yeah,
It's
for real.
crazy how this shit has changed.
Yeah, the whole FGTV thing, man, it blew my mind the first couple of times I've seen it. But like, they have a more vloggy channel too called Funnel Vision, and my kids would leave these videos on like all day because they just wouldn't turn the TV off, and I'd walk into the room and me and my wife would end up watching these videos for like 2 hours while we're on our phones just hanging out together. And we're like, how is this shit so entertaining? We'd be laughing our asses off. And it's just that simple fact, like you said, it's relatable, like family hanging out, like it's just crazy. Like that type of content kills. That's what inspired me to partially start YouTube, honestly.
Dude, it's cool that you have such an open mind to all of this stuff, because most people that I speak to, even people my age, have shut their mind off to anything evolving, anything new coming up, particularly when it comes to new tech. So that the fact that you're into VR like this, but then also into this same sort of content and into people like J-Man and Tommy Innit and Dream SMP,
Yeah.
is really freaking cool, because I know so many people that are even the same age as me that are like, that hate that content with a passion because it's the new up and coming thing, and they refuse to learn anything from it or try and understand why it does well.
You'd have to be crazy to ignore it, because like I know I've seen success in countless channels over the years, because like I've divulged in YouTube on my own, just consuming content like crazy, and then to see what my kids are watching and to actually be entertained by it, I was like, bro, they're on to something, and these channels are exploding. Like it's just crazy. But to give some background, like I also have a friend who popped off like 6 years ago. He got real famous. I'll send his channel, and I went to high school with him and stuff, and now he's like real famous, and he's working as a community manager for Predecessor, which is a remake of Paragon, if you've ever heard of it. And
so he's mainly on TikTok. 237K on TikTok.
Yeah, he's real famous on TikTok. It was weird. He was real famous years ago on Twitch, which he still Twitch streams like every day. But he exploded because of his Valorant content on TikTok. So now he's kind of back in the game, and the company he works for just acquired $20 million of funding. So he's about to pop off real crazy again.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the VR industry as well starting to move over to actually flat screen like developers, which is interesting. Like recently, someone within the community, I forget his name, but he just moved over to working on the new card.
Really?
There's yeah, dude. Flat screen games are still it, man. I love VR, and I'm very excited for VR's going, but man, flat screen games, I don't think are going away anytime soon at all.
I don't find myself playing like any games at all anymore. It's usually just like I'll laying in bed, watching like Breaking Bad or something. I'll get like a notification on Discord. Oh, here's a video, edit it. I'll go on my computer, edit it, finish it, play guitar for like a few hours, and then go right back to my bed.
I get maybe a little bit of free time to play big releases that I'm really invested in. I'll take time off, just a little bit. Like God of War, right? One of my favorite games of all time, at least the 2018 one. I haven't played the older ones. I'm not a true fan, right? But I love God of War 2018. And when that released on PC, like I was like, okay. I'd already played it on PlayStation. I was like, I have to take a break and just play this motherfucking game and come back to YouTube. So I get little moments. I played a bit of Stray, that game that came out recently. The game where you play the cat.
That game's so cool. I want to try it. I want to try it.
And there's a bit at the beginning, and I'm not going to spoil it, where your cat gets separated from its cat group. That's how the game starts.
Right.
And you fall down like a little ravine, and you hear your cat scream. And I thought I was dying. It was the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I was having like a severe panic attack watching. I thought my cat had died. And I was barely 20 seconds in the goddamn game, dude.
Jesus.
man.
But outside
Actually,
of that, the game is pretty great.
yeah, I've a quick funny thing to mention actually. When we're doing the podcast, I post a thing on like my Snapchat story because I like keeping like people who I know IRL like update on what I'm doing. And I posted it, and someone replied to it, and they go, "Is that Get Hip?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's Get Hip." And he goes,
No
"Oh, I hate
fucking
that
way, you're
guy."
lying to me.
Bro,
Oh,
no, they go, "I hate that guy. His videos are so annoying." I'm like, okay.
Oh my
My
god.
brain is fried till I came back.
Because they saw that I was doing like a thing for J-Man, because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
basically, oh, someone chat, I'm bored, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they saw like I was doing a J-Man video. I was like, oh, dude, I love that guy. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah, but is he like, how old is the guy?
17, same age as me.
Yeah, he's gonna hate my content. You know, I'm 19, and the people who hate 19-year-olds' content the most, if you look at the people who hates Tommy the most, well, if you look at it, it's actually people around his same age or a little bit below. Despise Tommy. My brother, who's 16, fucking hates Tommy. He's so fucking annoying. I hate him because they see part of themselves in these YouTubers that are the same age. So I'm not surprised he's 17 because he's gonna see my content. Where's he from? Like, what country is he from?
Scotland, lives around the corner to me.
Okay, so he's in the UK as well, watching some annoying British kid around the same age, making YouTube videos full time. Like, any way I present it, unless I'm completely muted, he's gonna find me annoying. And I've kind of accepted that's my fate until I get older, And then as you get older and you're able to have a little more wiggle room with your audience because there's a base level of respect for your age. Whereas when you're younger, you're trying to punch up quite a bit because you're already being like looked at like, oh, this is a kid, What information can I get from this fucking little kid, So
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't change that much when you're older, because when TikTok started recommending, like, hey, look, here's this guy talking about being a Twitch streamer at the age of 35 and having 2 kids, and I'm just like, I fucking hate this. I don't want to see this right away. Like, it was just instinctual.
You don't like it when you see people the same age as you.
Yeah, doing the same exact stuff.
Yeah, I think it's an inevitable thing.
Yeah.
It's like if I hang out with my dad, he runs a TV company. It's how I actually got my start in editing and YouTube and stuff. I used to do camera work for like live events and like celebrities.
Yeah, I saw the tweet you did.
Yeah, with the Nathy thing where it was like
Yeah.
get hip. Yeah, that thing. So, that's how I got my start in like a lot of this industry sort of thing. And whenever he would get upset with like another person, usually it'd be like another cameraman or camera operator around the same age as him, and he would find them really annoying because they're doing the same sort of job he is, and there's some level of like connection there. But that's also usually the people you're most intimidated by as well. The people who are around the same age as you and are talented. You find them both the most annoying, but also the most, if you get to know them, you have the best relationships.
Yeah.
So when, unfortunately, a lot of people like your friend that message you on Snapchat, can't have a direct relationship with me, at least most of them can't, because they're just watching my YouTube videos. They can't usually talk to me directly unless I like join my Discord or something. They're stun locked into like kind of disliking me and hating me no matter what. In fact, before I watched J-Man's content, I had a similar feeling. Because when I saw his content, I was like, I know he's around the same age as me and his content's so fucking good. And when I first watched his videos, I was like, another fucking kid, dude. But then I kept watching them, and then I did the Gorilla Tag video with J-Man, and I was like, wait, this is like the coolest person I've ever met. And I'm disgusted that I even had that initial reaction. The same reaction that I'm criticizing others for doing, I had with J-Man initially. But it means that I have fundamentally learned that is how a lot of your audience or a potential audience is going to be, purely based on that factor alone. And you can't take people not liking your content because of those reasons that seriously. You gotta figure out what's
speaking on that
same thing
topic.
happened with me with Aquanly. I originally I was like, who is this kid? Who's this guy Aquanly? I know that he's around my age. He had slick editing, but before getting on a call with him, I was just like, I hated this guy's guts because he was giving out advice. He had slick editing. I knew he had like really good content, and then I just talked with him, and bro, like he left my server. I was sad, and I said, dude, can we keep in contact? Like that's how much I like talking with him. He's a really cool guy, and originally I was like, I don't like this guy. I don't want to talk with this guy.
I'm a moderator for him. Did you know
You
that?
know, I had the
don't
same
know.
thing with Mystical as well, where the first, because he's in the UK and he's around the same
Yeah.
age as me, and you know, he's just purely because of him being young and sort of his tone of voice. When you're the same age and you watch his videos, you kind of find it annoying, you know, because
Wait a minute.
you see so much of yourself in him, and when I first started watching his videos, I was like, I can't wait to overtake this guy's subscriber count. And for
Oh,
ages, I was
man.
hunting him. I would check and be like, I'm fucking coming for you. And because I would encourage that from myself. If there was a channel that was above me, you know, I would try and utilize that as like momentum to be like, yes, I'm gonna fucking overtake him, you know. And I would do it from person to person, and it helps a lot.
That's healthy, though.
Now I'm in this weird like limbo where I don't know enough people that are around my size that I can quickly overtake. The closest person I know is like Thrill, and he's like 600k, you know, so that's like a bigger jump. But back when I was a little bit smaller, I'd play those games a lot. But now I fucking love Mystical. I think he's awesome. Like he's a nice person. His content's great.
His content is pretty good.
That initial impression that probably your friend has of me is like, you know, it's a little bit of that. You know, can't help
Dude, speaking
it.
of Mystical, dude, that reminds me. I was gonna try to get him on the podcast, dude. He seems so chill.
Yeah, I tried to get him on my live stream because there was I don't know if you guys saw it, but he got into some heat on Reddit because I don't know, Reddit, the August Quest subreddit fucking hates Mystical. They probably hate me even more. But I just happened to not really come into conversation there. But Mystical for a while kept coming up on there because when Mystical first blew up, he blew up quite quickly. And he uses like my thumbnails are similar, right? But Mysticals were really similar, like exact same background with exact same text, sometimes almost the same titles. And I have nothing against that. I think it's fine as long as it's getting views. Just yeah, fuck it, mate, keep going, you know. But Reddit hated it, and they made a compilation of every title and thumbnail where he said the word insane. You know, like, this new quest update is insane. The Quest 2's most insane update yet. They just compiled all of it, and it was like the top most upvoted thing in the Quest subreddit for a week or so, and the whole thing was just people absolutely flaming him, and it was the most meanest shit I've ever seen. Like, why for no reason just suddenly screen cap someone's thumbnails, compile them into a list, and post it to Reddit for karma, and it's just a bunch of people shitting on them when he's actually done nothing wrong. He's just been successful, and you're upset about him being successful over using the word insane a few too many times, you know? It's such a silly thing to get upset about. But when that was happening, that had a little bit of drama and got pushed around. I felt bad for him, and I knew that if that was happening to me, the first thing I would want, if possible, would be another, an opportunity to just talk about it with another creator, just someone who does something similar, who has some idea of what it's like, and just be like, dude, this shit's fucking crazy, man. And be like, yeah, I know, man. I just want something, something to know I'm not going insane. So I reached out to him and I was like, hey, man, do you want to come on my Twitch stream and we can just talk about what's going on? I think what happened to you on Reddit is really fucked up. I love your videos. I'd love to talk to you. You seem really interesting. And initially he was like, yeah, sure, maybe. And then never responded to me past that. So I still need to get him on somehow. He was open to it, but I need to find a way to get him on a podcast or something. It'd be so cool. I really want to talk to him, man.
He definitely has a certain vibe that I could see makes people like, oh, like this guy's a little weird, like, but you know what I noticed as I've gotten older? Some of the people...
awkward. He's young and awkward, he's got his little cup of coffee and he's like, hello, guys, he's trying to, we got to figure ourselves out, and you're watching us grow up in real time.
I've realized as I get older, because even, Aiden, you can attest to this, like, there's certain people that when you meet them, you're just like, man, I really fucking hate this person, like, right away. And they end up being like, you even said it yourself, like, they end up being some of the people that you get along with the most, or you enjoy their content the most, just because, like, almost like you overlook the value to start, and then you start seeing the value so much quicker because you don't like them, and you just start to pick out like, oh, well, dude, why do people watch this?
This podcast should have been longer because this is such a good conversation here. That
I
I'm
like
sure
how we
so
we ended it almost an hour ago. Yeah, about an hour ago, and we've been saying for like an extra hour just ranting.
Most of it is here. One thing I learned from that actually is that first impressions don't exist. If you have a punchable face, people are gonna want to punch your face. Like I've
Yeah.
been told many times that I have a punchable face because I have a very chubby face, and they're like, oh, I feel like there would be like it would be very satisfying to punch your face. And
Oh my
so
god.
I originally was like so on about first impressions, and then I realized like, bro, don't even think about it because they already have their opinion on you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do.
It is true facts. And also, when it comes to YouTube, stats don't lie. You know, as long as your content is consistently doing better than your previous video, as long as you're getting, hopefully if your channel's doing well, you're at least getting, the same amount of views as you have subscribers, you're continuously growing, as long as those stats are good and you're getting this good feedback from YouTube and your videos aren't being dislike bombed, and if they were being dislike bombed, they'd slowly get faded out of recommended and search because of that. So, if your channel is doing well and you know it's doing well and you can see it's doing well and it's consistently getting better at a rate that you're happy with, well, then it's doing good, right? It's fundamentally doing good. And if someone gets ass mad about your presentation, like, I don't like that guy's videos, he's annoying or whatever. Yeah, it's a lick my balls, mate. I'm making full-time income off of this. I got a CTR higher than my cock size. You know what I mean? Like, stop with this. It's a little bit silly, isn't it? So when it comes to YouTube, particularly in that same vein, you're totally right about the first impressions don't exist. They don't exist on YouTube particularly. Don't exist in real life, and they don't exist on YouTube. So just make what the fuck you want, provided you understand when it does well and you understand when it does bad, and you continue to evolve and make better improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Little side note: I actually have had Streamlabs up this whole time. I kind of forgot it was running in the background. So if you guys are cool with that, I might chop some of this footage up for later use. I'll leave out some of the more risque, like marijuana talk and stuff, but
you can use whatever you want. Yeah, I can't tell if the UK has an issue with that or not.
I know like there's a motorcycle content creator named Fooligan. I follow him like crazy. The local law has just cracked down on him so crazy. They had an officer that was like, I don't know, hurt or something. So he watched his whole channel and just started writing up tickets and stuff left and right.
What?
Bro, this dude is...
Yeah, maybe cut that then. The fuck?
Yo, he's like forced the lawyer up, and now he's like, all his videos, he's like, oh yeah, this is totally like a closed course, blah, 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 like blatantly on the street, like... But just for like safety reasons, he's like, nah, fuck that.
I feel like with the new online safety bill that's being passed in the UK, if you're a British YouTuber, you should just leave. You need to go somewhere else. Because the chances are you have said something in a past video that may have been totally tame for the time, but now with this online safety bill, they can now show up and arrest you at your home or hit you with an £80 fine if you cause anyone anxiety online. It's like that. That's the baseline. If you cause another person anxiety online, they can show up, fine you 80 quid, and if you don't pay the 80 quid, they can arrest you.
That's like the government swatting you.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's bordering on like sort of what World War II Germany behavior a little bit,
Yeah, like let me see your papers. Like holy
it's
shit.
a little bit fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
I don't fully support the behavior and stuff, but like early, like what, 2016 YouTube, like iDubbbz, Call Me Carson, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like if they were like nowadays, like
2016.
They'd be like straight away gone off the platform.
Yeah, it's silly. Anyone, just don't watch it. It's really that simple, there's so much shit on the internet. If you find what iDubbbz, does as offensive or risque and you don't like it, don't watch it. There's no point in you trying to change it. You don't walk into insane asylums and start trying to change every insane person and like trying to make them feel better or whatever, because you accept, okay, there are some people that I disagree with that are maybe in prison or, people, that are out of their mind, and I'm not going to change their mind. Why do these people feel like they have to go to every YouTuber they disagree with and try and fix everything or ban them or remove them? It's like, it's very, very silly. And I think that it might start swinging back. It's gotten very extreme. And I think it might start swinging back towards more of that iDubbbz content, because I think a lot of people are getting fed up and sick of this sort of like bannings and sort of
Yeah.
pathetic behavior. But it could
Like
also
for
get worse.
example, like Sneeko and like Gideon. I think those are like the two people that are kind of like slowly trying to bring it back.
I remember Gideon. I heard, but I vaguely. Greek God X. Do you know him?
Yeah.
So Greek God X, and people like Andrew Tate have started bringing back that sort of more like risky, like just bulldozing sort of blanket comment stuff. Where they're just, I don't agree with everything they say, but it's refreshing to see people just like state like much more risky shit, online
Yeah.
or do crazy live streams and
There
not
was one thing that I
very
found kind
clearly
of
not
funny
give a fuck.
actually. It was
I
on
thought
TikTok.
it was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, Greek God had this thing on TikTok. So I have one of my friends I play like Rainbow Six with, name's Kadea. You've probably seen her on TikTok. Ginger hair, feminist person.
I don't use TikTok.
She had this thing about like, and she was like complaining about Greek God X, and he like stitched it, and he goes, "Silence, woman." And it was like I don't know why it was so funny.
The shit that he does now is, it borders on like insensitive, but I think I prefer that over this completely neutered content.
Did you see? Yeah, J-Man's one of his newest videos, and he says he makes like a "I hate women" joke. I was like, oh shit! All right,
that was very soft though. That was very soft. And that was so. I hated how. That's another example of that thing I'm talking about with J-Man, where he can say a relatively like baseline joke that anyone could say, and it would be not that. It'd be like whatever for most people, but he delivers it in a way that's so fucking funny every time. And I'm like, oh my god, dude! If I could just adapt that tone of voice or something,
he killed it with the cut on it too.
Easier.
It was like, "I hate women" cut.
It sounds like a child speaking, really. It kind of, there's like a childlike aspect to his voice, and it just makes all of the inappropriate things sound so funny. He sounds like just this pure little kid who's talking, and then randomly the little kid says the F word. And I can't even say the F word.
I feel like when I talk, most people can figure out that I have like a bunch of I'm thinking about shit, like processing it like deeply, and I'm, even if the shit I'm saying is stupid or whatever, I think people can tell that there's a layer of like me critically thinking about shit. Whereas with J-Man, he just says shit and it works and it's funny and it feels seamless. It doesn't feel like he's like, that he probably has thought this shit through, but it doesn't feel that way, and it feels far more natural and on the spot. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll get, to a point where I can do that consistently, but covering news content, it's kind of hard to do that.
Maybe do you know anything about cricket?
No, because they forced it on us in school, so I disliked it.
I don't know anything about it, but I really love Shaun of the Dead. And someone had one of these and was like, oh yeah, you can have it. I was like, fuck yeah, I want that cricket bat.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead's a good movie, but I haven't watched it in years. And I only watched like half of it because I was like young.
It's
I
brilliant.
need to rewatch it. I watched the other one. Fuck, what's it called?
At World's End?
When they were police? Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is great too, yeah.
Oh, yes, that was a beautiful movie.
What's the other one? It's called the Cornetto trilogy or whatever. End of the World.
At World's End, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's good too.
I can't believe you watched that Bearadactyle, because I feel like the guy who's in the movie literally has another movie saying, "Oh, I'm really famous overseas." Like that's how little he's known in the United States.
Nah, bro, he's so famous in the United States. He was even in the Star Trek movie.
He was in Mission Impossible 11.
Yeah, exactly.
10 and 9, yeah.
No, the comedian guy, the ginger in it. Yeah. He has a movie called "Oh, I'm Really Famous Overseas." What was it called? I'm famous.
Well, in fairness, you are kind of right, because he was like popular in mainly the UK for a while before he started getting Mission Impossible and then Star Wars and then Star Trek and then did the Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and shit. He was a UK actor, like cult classic actor for a while, and then he.
What was that show he was in?
Speaking of like actors, I think
Simon Pegg. Wow, I'm bad with names, bro. Simon Pegg.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother. I moved away like I think 30 minutes away from where I used to live. But where I used to live, he was like his brother was like 5 minutes away from me, and then his brother's wife was like my doctor for like a month. So
It's
like
so
it
weird,
would
man.
always
It's
come in
such a
conversation,
small world, man.
and then I would always say, I think it was like almost every Christmas you would just see him like wandering in town.
It's so weird because although the world is simultaneously fucking ridiculously huge, like you can't even comprehend how big our own planet is and how many people are on it. But at the same time, the amount of like famous people that the average person has maybe some faint connection to is actually kind of crazy. Like I used to work for a TV production company, and I did a YouTuber event really early on in London when I was like 14, and Tom Scar and shit was there. Tom Scar, and then a bunch of other British YouTubers. Emma Blackery, she was there. Like a bunch of famous British YouTubers, and suddenly, like just through that, it's like they're fucking right there. That's like an actual person. The ASDF movie guys, right fucking there, man. And from an early age, I was like, there was these people like that. I wouldn't talk to them, but I would be like 5 fucking feet away. It's crazy, And
Have you ever
then
been
you start
recognized?
realizing, oh, have I ever been recognized? Okay, I went to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and when I was in the movie theater, I was there with my brother, and I'm unsure what I heard, but it sounded like someone a few rows behind went, "Get hip," and it was loud enough and audible enough that my brother stared at me and I stared at him. So he definitely heard it as well. So, but then they never followed up, they just like said it. And then I was like,
That's funny
and then,
though.
I was like, am I going insane or did someone actually say that, And then there's times where I can't tell if it's because I'm just staring like a crack addict at people, but I notice other people just looking at me like they're confused for a while. Like I'll go buy something and there'll be someone who's just staring at me like weirdly, or I'll ask for a coffee at the movie theater because that's usually the only place I really go out to because outside of working I go watch a movie. They're like filling the coffee and they're like, and I can't tell if that's just natural people doing that or like, dude, my videos have probably been shown to like maybe 1 billion times, right? If you get all impression data together, right? So my face has been seen by a fucking lot of people. Maybe not my videos have been watched by a lot of people, but my face has been seen by a lot of people. So I think there's definitely people I think that who are staring at me for too long that have seen a thumbnail of mine. And I think that's what it is. That's my guess. Or maybe I just look like a goofy Muppet in real life and people are like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, jeez. It's weird.
Actually, here's a fun story. I was on the bus. I had to get into town one day, and there was this like mother and her like 2 kids sat in front, and they were watching like YouTube videos on their iPad. And I noticed they were watching like gorilla tag videos, and they were watching this YouTuber Turbo Alligator, one of
Yeah.
my good friend of mine, I remember talking to him about it earlier. But after like when the bus stopped, I went up to him. I was like, "Oh, I know this guy," and they were like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I asked them if they knew who I was, and they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, okay."
My brother,
Impressive.
he he just got out of high school or secondary school in the UK, and he he does my A roll, and when he was walking down the corridor one day, he said that he saw like some kid on his phone with his headphones in watching my videos and shit. And he didn't say anything, but he's like, "Yo, I edit his
That's
videos."
sick.
It's weird, man. And he told me about that, and I don't believe it. But then that gives me severe panic because when I'm just uploading a video and seeing the numbers come back, I'm not seeing faces. I'm not. You can't. You get 200,000 views. Are you really gonna be able to comprehend 200,000 individual people? Like, no. If you try to, you'll lose your fucking mind and you won't get any videos done. Right? You see that, you go, nice. Okay, on to the next one. Let's do even better. That's how you're sort of thinking. So
For me, it was like,
when he says something like that, like he saw some kid in a hallway in his school watching it with headphones plugged in, just like I used to watch videos when I was a kid in school on my phone, is the trippiest shit ever. And it's both cool, but also freaks me the fuck out, and I don't like it.
I'm like a really big like Guitar Hero player. I've got like probably
Do you
18
like
Guitar Hero
Rocksmith?
guitars. Wasn't the best, but like I play it from time to time. I have like
I
2
kind of liked
Rocksmith
it.
guitars. Yeah, I have the White Explorer that I use for Guitar Hero. I've got like I think like 6 down there. But I used to watch this YouTuber UCog Monkey. You probably heard of him. I don't know. And I remember him mentioning like he was going to like this Metallica concert in England. I was like, holy shit, I'm going there. And obviously there was like 80,000 people going. I didn't expect to meet him. I gave up looking for him after the show. We're walking to our hotel, and I just happened to look to my left, and he's standing next to me, and I was like, what the fuck? There's like 50,000 people behind us, and he's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one awkward photo with him.
It's weird because where I work, they've filmed some like HBO shows and stuff recently. Freaking just weird random celebrities, but like Kevin Bacon, he was sitting there eating at the cafe, and I'm changing garbage. I like looked over, I seen him, and I was like, just continue what I was doing, like just ignored it because I was like, I don't want to draw attention to him. And I looked back over, and he gave me this little nod, like, yeah, I am who you think I am. And I was just like, oh shit, it's not every day you're freaking 10 feet from me.
Dealing with that now.
And then the best one, to me, the best was I'm driving out the little exit gate, and freaking Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus from The Matrix. He's getting on his BMW Enduro motorcycle with his girlfriend. And I look over at him, I wave to him, and he just goes, I'm like, yo, my whole life. That is like perfect right there. I could die right now.
It's a crazy small world, but a huge one at the same time. It's so weird. So fucking weird, man.
Yo, man, we've been on this call for a lot longer than I even realized. That's crazy.
It is 1 a.m. here. I should probably wrap it up.
It's also a lot smaller if you have conference.
Dude, it's getting late. I was meant to record a VR chat video like an hour ago.
Well, that went out the window, didn't it, mate?
I've been sat here playing pool on my phone.
You play pool on your phone? Like, I would play real pool, dude.
Oh, dude, I've played it so much. My dad got me into it.
Alright, boys. I gotta go sleep. It's 1 a.m. here. This has been fucking fun as shit.
Yes.
It's real, you do that as a YouTube live stream, so it's already up. I can go watch it, right? It's already here.
Yes. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we really
You guys
appreciate
are
it,
awesome.
bro.
This has been really fun. You got a really nice dynamic here. I love this shit. This is great.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the
I haven't been
old
saying
man.
anything for like the past 30 minutes. I am still writing it, but I also was like, why is this call going on for so long? I want to be part of this.
It's like we got like a perfect dynamic. We got the old man, the editor, and then the crazy guy.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's a little ageist of you. He is a well-defined man. That's what my dad likes to say.
Dude, 35 is not old. I can't believe that's considered old, man. I guess in comparison to the rest of us, yeah, but that is not old at all. Dude, you can be... I mean, it depends on your, like, actual biological health, right? And how much you've actually maintained your health, right? But you can be, like, 70 and still be, health-wise fucking young, right? So, the whole... what drives me nuts is when my friends who are, like, young, they're like 22, 23, 24, are like, I'm going fucking old, man. It's like, the fuck are you talking about at 24 years old? It's ridiculous, this sort of behavior.
That's the thing with me. Like, I'm 17, but like everyone seems to like mistake me for either 30 or 40.
Well, it's the internet, dude. This shit gets pushed to extremes. Everyone's so young on here that, you're past the age of 2 and you're a fucking ancient, Georgia Guidestones.
For real.
I'm 17. I've been called a boomer. I've been called a boomer. It's terrible. Like, why are people like... It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think I look like a boomer.
Thank you for having me on. It's been super fun. I love just hanging out on these sort of podcasts. It's nice to talk to other people that are in a similar industry, and have some idea of what you do, particularly when you're in like a rabbit hole just editing videos nonstop. I have real life friends, that are, waiters or whatever, like they actually have IRL jobs and shit. And, I hang out with them and we do stuff together and that's great. But I still feel like an outsider from them because I'm in such a specific industry. But when I hang out with you guys, I feel a little more normal. So I really appreciate it. It's been really fun.
No problem. We are.
Yeah, thank you
for
so
us,
much,
that's
bro.
why we got
Because I'm
the-
like,
That's why
I'm
we
always
talk to
on
each other so
like,
much.
my laptop.
All right, guys. It's been awesome hanging. I'm gonna go sleep. Bye
Alright.
bye.
Yes, have a good
Peace
sleep.
out, man.
Peace.
Bro.
That was sick.